Welcome to the 2015 Legislative Summary for the North Carolina Association of Realtors. I'm Mark Zimmerman. I'm proud to serve as chair of the North Carolina Realtors Legislative Committee this year. 2015 has been an eventful year for realtors in the General Assembly, with many of the issues that touch our business and our clients receiving great attention. This video will feature our Government Affairs team going over all of our successes this year, as well as what we're going to be following next year, which will also be a busy year in the General Assembly.
As Mark said, this legislative session again brought up many issues that affect all aspects of your business. I'm Katie Thomas, Chief Lobbyist with the North Carolina Association of Realtors.
And I'm ISABEL VILLA-GARCIA, Legislative Affairs Specialist. This session, we saw many key issues, including the mortgage interest and property tax deductions, historic preservation tax credits, foreclosure protections, aesthetic controls, homeowners insurance, and many more that are still pending for next session, which we will also talk about in our next video.
Let's walk through a couple of the realtor priorities discussed in more detail. As it is in most years, the budget was a highly negotiated piece of legislation being discussed right up until the end of session. Part of this discussion included many realtor priorities. One of our most important issues was discussed again this year, the mortgage interest and property tax deduction. We have seen since 2013 these deductions come under attack, and this year was no different. In 2013, you will remember that a $20,000 cap was placed on both the mortgage interest and property tax deductions. Some of the proposals this year included putting all deductions from the Schedule A of your federal income tax return under that $20,000 cap. This would include things like medical expenses and charitable deductions. While it was discussed late into the session, there were no changes made this year to the mortgage interest and property tax deductions, which means we still can take advantage of the full $20,000 cap.
The historic preservation tax credits are one of our main priorities, and in 2014, the legislature decided not to extend funding for this very important program. Governor Pat McCrory made it one of his #1 priorities and had Secretary of Cultural Resources Susan Kletz go on a statewide listening tour to show the impact that this has had to both urban and rural areas in the state. Realtors and local associations partnered with other organizations in order to be a presence during the statewide tour. Thanks to our grassroots efforts, our legislative champions in the House, we were able to have the tax credit extended until 2020, making this a big legislative victory this year.
Support for programs like the Housing Trust Fund and the Workforce Housing Loan Program have taken hits in the past few years, as have all programs and departments across the state. This year, however, we did see support for both in the budget. The Housing Trust Fund received $10 million for each year of the next biennium, which is great because they do so much with that $10 million appropriation. The Workforce Housing Loan Program saw an increase in appropriations this year, and we are very thankful. Next year, the Workforce Housing Loan Program will receive $12 million, and in the final year of the biennium, it will receive $15 million. This is an amazing number for these vital programs that help to promote and protect people in living situations who cannot afford to live in safe environments or to become homeowners in these environments. These programs help protect people who can then go on to build better lives for themselves and their families, and also people who are not subsidized by traditional government housing.
Incentive programs have been a topic of much debate in the past couple of years, especially the film tax credits. We have advocated that these tax credits are essentially important to the development of North Carolina. A decision was made to change the film tax credit to a grant program and was appropriated $10 million. Many legislators felt that this was not enough, however, and so this year, with much push from legislators from all parts of the state and from many interested parties, that appropriation was raised to $30 million in hopes that it will bring many productions back to our state. Other economic development programs such as One North Carolina and JDIG both received additional support. $3 million for One North Carolina and $63 million appropriation for the JDIG program. Economic development programs such as these ensure that North Carolina stays one of the best places to live and work.
While we were successful in protecting many of the Realtor priorities in this year's budget, we were unfortunately unable to continue securing funding for the non-commercial underground storage tank fund. The legislature provided enough funds to clear the backlog through October of this year. However, no more funding was provided going forward in the budget.
In many municipalities across North Carolina, aesthetic controls have been implemented to regulate the look and design of local residences. These aesthetic components include exterior color, roofing material, location of windows and doors, layout of room, and the number and types of rooms that one is able to have. This has been an issue that the Realtors have been working on for many years, and thanks to the hard work of our legislative champions, especially Senator Rick Gunn, a Realtor from Burlington, this year we have been successful in controlling these regulations. Municipalities are now not allowed to pass these kinds of regulations unless they fall under a historic district or are part of their homeowners association covenants.
In an effort to improve foreclosure proceedings for tenants and landlords alike, property manager, realtor, and legislator Representative John Bradford introduced House Bill 174 this year. This bill helps set notification timelines so tenants will know their rights and landlords will know the true income potential of their property. It also helps new investors know who will remain in the property after it is purchased. These changes took effect October 1st and were a great win for homeowners, property owners, and lessees across our great state.
Thank you, Katie and Isabel, as well as the entire Government Affairs staff for all your hard work this year. And thanks to each and every Realtor across this state who helped with our advocacy efforts this year.